Hey, welcome back. It's a bit weird if I'm not welcoming you back because this is part 2, so I should probably tell you to go to part 1, which I'll put a little card up for because I know how to do that. Anyway, welcome back. Yeah, I'm starting out with a bit more terraforming because at the beginning of this I had no idea what I wanted to do, so I just thought a little bit of a water feature would be nice. And as I said in part 1, I wanted to have a manta vibe to it with the water splashing in the face. I didn't really give myself any opportunity to do that with the desert vibe going on, so I just decided to add a little bit here. I wanted to add a little bit of like a cut off, a little something breaking off of it, you know. I don't know how to word it, but I wanted to bring the water a little bit more down, also more down through underneath the skull of the face. And I ended up making a little arch because it just didn't look like it made sense to me to have the water just at the end without breaking through that little area, and I think it looks cooler that way. And when I was looking at it, I thought, wow, this water looks a bit empty, so I thought, let me spice up a little bit with some rocks. But I'm really bad at making rocks, so I ended up just getting rid of those. They were a really good idea. After smoothing over the area a little bit, I moved back to the track because while I was having the POV for myself, I realised that it was not as smooth at all where I wanted it to be. I also moved out the curve a little bit in part 1 again. I said that I wasn't happy about how the turn worked out, so I ended up switching that one up a little bit. But I don't think I made any other change to the roller coaster for this one. Maybe I did a little bit more smoothing after. But yeah, this is me going over it now. And it makes no sense to you because you're not seeing it at normal speed. Fun fact, this is actually sped up, I know, crazy. But I don't know what I'm doing right now. I zoned out for a bit apparently. And I went back to the mouth. Yeah, made it bigger. And by the end of this, there's so much more land. I did take a break from terraforming though, I think I'm about to do it now. But by the end I wanted to block out any of the other greenery, so I built some massive mountains. But this is me actually starting to get work done on the building. I kind of tricked you in the thumbnail because I recorded way too much than I should have, so I don't have any good screenshots for the thumbnail without showing you what's going to be in a later part. So I had to take a picture of the water part. So I tricked you with the thumbnail, but you get the fun of water and a building in one day, so it's pretty incredible. I knew I wanted, there's another white ride in SeaWorld that I wanted to be more inspired by for the decorations and the building and all of that. So yeah, that was a big idea in my mind. It's the one in SeaWorld where it's a log flume, but then at the end of it, it turns into a roller coaster. It's really cool. But I have no idea what the name is. And I wanted the kind of like sandstony vibe. I don't remember what this material is called. I'm too far away to see the actual name of it in the search bar. But this is my first time making a building, which I did not hate in the end. Again, I'm not that talented at Planet Coaster, so keep the expectations low and then make them lower, because you're going to see a lot of trial and error. This is my first time making something that I'm actually semi-proud of. I ended up making this building wider in the future, and I also made a little extension on the side, which will probably, and I ended up taking a break apparently, but yeah, here's my extension that I was going on about. Because I didn't want it to just look like a massive, ugly rectangle. I wanted to give it a little bit more detail, and since the building, I had plans to make it massive. I just knew that if it was a massive, massive rectangle, it was going to look really bad because the windows just wouldn't have looked right. And I'm happy when I just said, yeah, here's me moving it down so it's 4 wide instead of 3, so then it's just more symmetrical and easy for me to work with. Ended up dragging out the little side building 2 just by 1 more, and then started the long process of me trying to level it all out. Thing is, when you use one of the tools, if you don't go out of your way to select a different terrain paint, then it just makes it green, and it's really annoying because then all of my sandiness became green, but I end up going over that in a minute. I think this is the last time that I flatten it to the building height. Yeah, there we go. And by now, I don't know, it looks like I'm on roofing. I really didn't have any ideas. I mean, I had two options for the roof. One of them was a straight line, which was slightly a different colour on the top of it. And then the other one was this one that you see right now with the zigzag castle looking thing. And I just thought that looked more interesting, so I might as well go for that. Now I'm looking for pillars. I didn't know they had so many options for pillars actually. They got 3 different ones. But they also have the separate blocks that you can have to make them. So that's really useful if you want to do something more custom or make something bigger. You've got the parts that make the pillars, like I use them now. I realised it wasn't tall enough, so I put an extra little pillar bit on top. I ended up liking it. You'll see that it goes a little bit outwards on the top part, but that was actually on purpose because otherwise it wouldn't have blocked the details that I didn't want showing. It's really hard to describe without a laser pointer, which I don't have right now. Sorry for letting you guys down. I didn't like how there's like a little hole behind the extra pillar thing on the back, so I just shoved something back there to cover it up. You'll see me, I'm zoomed in on it now. I really just hated how that looked, but I didn't have any ideas at the time or I could sort it out. In the moment I was really just getting a little look about to see what items I had at my disposal to make it look good. I ended up getting rid of this whole pillar thing that you're seeing right now, so don't worry, you won't have to look at it for much longer. I just wanted to add a bit of variation, so I put the white pillar. But yeah, that ends up also looking really bad. So yeah, you'll see it going in a moment. I've already done the full building. Well, not all of it, but the main bit of it, so I know it's going to end up looking so much better than this, I promise. Not this ugly massive cube. I also did a bit of the blocks, as you can see just there, to the roof. I ended up changing the colours of those because they just seemed too bright for me. Because I wanted it all to like mesh together, so it would just look more sandy, you know, that's the vibe that I'm going for. And this is me replacing the pillar on the side of the building, or replacing the colours and then moving it all the way down now, because that pillar was not covering what needed to be covered with the roof for it to look good. I also ended up moving the circular pillars out a little bit in just a minute after putting these all down everywhere. The roof was really tricky. I don't know if I actually saw out the roof in this part, but the shape made it so that they couldn't fit without clipping into each other. I think this is me moving them out a little bit, yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I'm getting rid of them all, and I'll put them back. But it allowed the roof to clip through. That just looked really ugly. Now I'm putting fun pillar things, which is even more exciting. You know, this is just incredible. My creative genius on that. Yeah, I ended up getting rid of the roof because I made it go out a little bit. That means it's got that extra layer out, like 0.25 of a metre out, and that just makes it pretty annoying to work with. So we ended up just letting it be there as a border. But yeah, this is me working on the pillars again. It looks way better when it's got a little bit more meat to it. Plus, because the building scale is so massive, it makes it more easier for me in the long run as well, because I have less to decorate, less space is kind of a good thing for me. I'm probably gonna, I go back to put the roof, and you see how I leave the little border on the top this time. I ended up just leaving it and working with it because I just couldn't do it any other way. But I'm not mad that I left it. I think it still looks good like that. And I replaced the colour so it looks more natural. I was experimenting about making the pillars a darker colour, but I just wanted to leave them at the moment. Do you see that little slit there? Well, not anymore because it's a time lapse. But I was having big problems with that little part, the whole corner turn thing. It really frustrated me, and I tried to cover it with another wall piece, but then it glitched into itself and it looked really bad. So I went with more pillars, and the pillars didn't look good because of the part above it. It just didn't line up too well. And I thought, well, what can I do? So I looked through the items for a little bit. And eventually you're going to see me get that, which is great. because that sorted it out for me. And I thought, wow, that looks so great over there. I'm just going to put this everywhere. So I did end up going and putting it everywhere. And I think it does look good. It gives it like a little bit more of an outer line into it, making it look more, I can't think of what, defined, yeah. And it helped me space out my windows that I put later on. But yeah, there's 8 seconds left, so it's been great. I promise the building looks better than this in the future. Bye.